This is a video for how to go about creating a component with multiple complex surfaces in Autodesk Fusion. You'll note that in Fusion there has been a new update, and it's called intent-driven design. And basically saying, are you going to create a part in assembly, or is there like a hybrid you're using? Generally speaking, I just like to go ahead and default to hybrid almost every time, and we can just talk about assemblies and parts, but I like as many functionalities as I can when I create a part. And for this specific component we're going to make, I want to click on millimeter. We're just going to make this in millimeters. The units don't necessarily matter, but we're just going to stay in millimeters for this. And I'm going to go to create new. The component that we're going to be making looks like this object here, and you can see it's got multiple, kind of complex surfaces. And before we start, and there's multiple ways to go about creating this, and we're going to be using a subtractive method. You could look at it and say, I could probably do some lofting, or I can do some, kind of other things with this. That's true, but we're going to be using a subtractive method. And to start out, we're going to be utilizing creating a box. And what I want to notice is, our width is 45 and our height is 50, and our depth is a total of 45. I can kind of see that by looking in here. If this is 15 and this is 10, I can tell there's 5 in here. 30 plus 10 plus 5 is 45. So we got 45 by 50 by 45. We're going to go up to create, and we're going to go down to box, and I'm going to go ahead and click on my plane. I'm going to click on the origin, and as I drag out, we said the height was 50. The width was 45. Let's go back and just double check that real quick. The width was 45, the height was 50, and we're going to go ahead and hit enter, and then automatically you're going to get this, kind of rectangular prism show up. And I said the depth was 45, and we're going to hit enter. And right here we have our cube. And if we go back and take a look at the object, you can see how I'm going to be, cutting out some of this object. And what we want to do up here at the top is we want to get an idea of like the dimensions of this square here. There's multiple paths I'm going to take you through for how to create this, and we have a square we want to create that's 30 by 30 that'll be extruded down a depth of 50 minus 20, which will be 30. So we got 30 by 30, subtract 30. I'm going to create a sketch up here on top. I'm going to grab a hold of 2-point rectangle, and I'm going to click at the bottom right hand corner, 30 tab, 30, enter. Let's hit E on our keyboard, and I'm going to click in this surface, and I'm going to drag down a distance of 30. Excuse me, negative 30 is what we want, negative 30. So I drag down and automatically default to kind of jump up to think I was going to add mass or subtracting mass, and we're going to hit enter. Now the next thing we want to do is cut off this edge right here on this corner, and I can see the distance in one direction is 30 and the distance in the other direction is 30. So we're going to come up and grab a hold of chamfer. So we're going to click on chamfer, we're going to click on this corner, we want to go to two distances, and I'm going to come up here, I'm going to put in 30, and the other one is 30. Notice how it automatically defaulted. We got two arrows here. If we had different distances we could, but we're just going to go ahead and say okay with what we have right here. Now this is where things kind of start to get a little complex, because creating, these are just normal surfaces. We got one inclined surface here, we got otherwise normal surfaces. These other ones kind of start to take on some different dimensions. So what I want to pay attention to is this surface over here on the right hand side of the object. You can kind of see it down in this area here, because we need to draw for ourselves some geometry. So I can tell that I have a line here that is 20 down from the top. And when it comes down 20 from the top, if I can see what it lines up with over here, it lines up with this line right here. And that line, distance coming out needs to connect with a line that's like right here. So there are some things we need to do with this. So we're going to go to create sketch. We're going to come over here on the right side of the object. And I want to go back to our drawing, and I'm going to create for myself a line that comes up from the bottom a distance of 30. So I'm going to give myself a line that comes up from the bottom a distance of 30. And I'm going to hit enter. I give myself another line that comes over, and I'm not really going to define what this distance is yet. Notice I just made a line just of any distance. We can click on this point and even drag it along. And what I'm trying to find is, where does this line end? And I can tell that, somewhere along here that if I drew myself a line from this top corner all the way down to this corner is where this would intersect. And that's what I need. So I'm going to draw for myself a line from this corner down to this corner. Grab hold of the line command. We're going to come right up here. We're going to play connect the dots. I'm going to right click and say OK. Let's grab a hold of trim, and that allows me just to trim off the excess that I don't want. And through some geometric construction, that's what we're able to create. I could even, if I wanted to, trim off this line up here, but just for the sake of discussion, I'm not. I'm going to go to finish sketch. So now we have ourselves this sketch over here on the side. Our next step, and there's multiple ways we could go about doing this. As you're watching me do this, you might say, no, well, couldn't you have done this and couldn't you have done that? Yeah, there's multiple ways to get this done. So you can notice that there's a cutoff back here that just goes straight across, and it comes from a point here, which is 30 in from the back. So on the top, I'm going to go in 30, and then I can tell that that cut goes down 20, and actually just lines up right here. So I'm going to have to make myself a triangle on the back of the object. We're going to grab a hold of create sketch. Let's click on the back. Go up to the line command. I'm going to draw myself a line that goes over a distance of 30. I'm going to hit enter. And if I just take a look around at the back, there's a little dot right here that I want, and I'm going to hit P for project geometry, and I'm going to click on that little dot right there. I'm going to say OK. Now let's go back. Let's just double check. Now it looks like that line right here. You can tell that that's 20 down from the object. We went 30 up, so we should be good. We're just double checking our work here. I'm going to come back around to get myself that nice flat view. And I'm going to go to line, and I'm going to click here. I'm going to come up and click. I'm going to make sure that I have myself a closed sketch. Got myself my triangle right here, and we're going to go to extrude. I'm going to click inside here, and I can just drag all the way through. One thing we can also do, you can also come around and click on the other edge. I could go to distance, go to to object, and click on the surface, but I'm not. I'm just going to say, let's just go all. That's just going to go all the way through, and we now have for ourselves that cut. Now I want to keep this sketch on. Over here in sketches, I could, turn on some older sketches, but I'm glad this one is sitting here because we need for ourselves a 3-point plane. Because when I look at this object, we want this surface right here is what we want. We want this surface, and this surface is, really, it's really laying on multiple planes here, and I'm trying to get this perfect surface right here. So we're going to go up to construct, and we're going to plane through 3 points. This is our first point at this corner. Our second point is here. Our third point is here. And now we get ourselves this plane that's cutting through the object, kind of at an interesting angle for us. And we're going to go to create sketch, and we're going to click on the plane. We could also come over to construction and click on plane 1. There's another way we could do that. And as we click on plane, we're going to go ahead and go to slice. And I'm going to hit P for project geometry. I want to make sure we get this point here, and this point here, and this point right down here. And we're going to say OK. We're going to grab hold of the line command, and I want to play connect the dots with these points here. I want to make sure that I connect the dots. And the next thing we want to do is, as I'm dragging out here, it didn't really give me a perfect endpoint down here. I'm just going to click, and I'm going to see if I can just drag this straight down. We're trying to line this up perfectly. We do have that lined up nice at the end of that line. Just wanted to make sure, and we're going to click. Now, I don't want to say finish sketch yet. What I do want to do is go over to solid and click extrude. And I want to click inside this surface. Notice how we didn't get right out of sketch mode. We didn't click finish sketch. We went straight over to solid, went to extrude. And I'm going to click on our arrow, and I'm just going to drag straight out like this. Just drag straight out. I guess we can go to all. Let's make 100% sure we go all the way through. And we're going to go ahead and say OK after we do that. And now we have, this kind of complex surface here because we put that on 3 planes. So as I said earlier, you might look at this and be like, couldn't I have done some lofting work? Yeah, you probably could. There's some different ways you can go about doing this, but this is creating that little edge over here. We can come over here now and turn off the visibility of that sketch. We don't need to see that anymore. Now the next thing we need to do is to mirror our cut we did here and that last cut from the 3-point plane we just did. Now we need to get ourselves a nice mirror plane in order to do that. And one thing we want to do is we kind of need this point out here in order to give us that plane. So what I want to do, there's multiple ways to do this, but it's a good way for me to teach how to suppress features. And I'm going to right click on our chamfer, and I want to go to suppress feature, and it's going to bring this out because we need this point out here. Let's go to construct, and let's go down to plane through 3 points. 1, 2, and 3. Now that cut right down through the center. Now you might say to me, couldn't you have just done a plane at an angle and rotated it correctly? Yes, I should. But going through a video like this, it's good to keep learning how to do different functions in Fusion. We're going to go to modify, and we're going to go down to mirror. So excuse me, it's in create, excuse me, it's in create and mirror. And where it says bodies, we're going to go to features. And the features that we want to mirror are down here in our timeline, our last extrusion, and then the extrusion that created this cut over here. Let's go to mirror plane, click on that plane you just created. They will now kind of show up here on the other side. You can see those lines. Say OK. And now we have the cut on both sides. Now you might be looking at this and going like, well, where did our chamfer go? Let's come down to chamfer. You can see it suppressed. I can right click and go to unsuppress feature. Click on my house. Nice. Let's turn off the visibility of that plane. We can take a look at our object down here. Now have for ourselves, most of the object. Let's go back and take a look. We now need this surface right here. And to get that surface, we are going to go in and do another 3 points. 1, 2, and 3. Say OK. Let's go create a sketch. On the object, we're going to slice it. And automatically, it looks like it's pretty much just giving me that. I just like to make 100% sure. Notice how it's not snapping the way I want. So let's hit P on our keyboard for project geometry. Kind of going ahead and project our geometry here. Let's get in here, make sure I get that point. There we go. I got my point. Got my 3 points. I'm going to click on line. Just going to come in here and just play connect the dots real quick. Connect the dots for each. Now, before saying finish sketch, let's go to solid. Let's go to extrude. It automatically sees that. What I want to do is I just want to drag this all the way out. I can go to distance and go to all. Say OK. Let's click our house. We now have our object. So looking back here at our final drawing, when we started out, it's tough to see exactly how you're going to get this. And I know some people who've done some lofting over here from the right side. Some people did things a little bit of different ways with some cuts to start out. But using 3-point planes allows us to create some complex surfaces. And it's good to just use some geometric construction to define where those points are. So I know in my video, just with the software I'm using, I don't have the ability to show you everything down in the tray. But the concept of suppressing surfaces is just right clicking on the icon in your tray that you would see down here, going up and going to suppress feature and unsuppress feature, and also being able to choose which icons you would use when you're going between bodies and going between features. So this has been a video for how to go about creating a component in Autodesk Fusion that has complex surfaces through using the 3-point plane method.